Boruto episode 26 review. Let's go.
やめてよ罪の最後は涙じゃないよずっと苦しく背負ってくんだ出口見えない感情迷路に誰を待ってるの白いノートに綴ったようにもっと素直に吐き出したいよ何から逃れたいんだ現実ってやつかな
I just want to say this before I start discussing about this episode. Overall, I felt like this episode was good, but I must say that I had higher expectations. But yeah, with that out of the way, I can start talking about this episode. So obviously in this episode, the second episode of the Hidden Mist arc aired. I don't know why I said that. Basically we saw Boruto and his classmates going around the village, meeting the Mizukage Chojuro, who brought peace to this village, especially after the Fourth Great Ninja War. I mean, he is not the only one responsible for that. Let's not forget about Mei, and Mei aged a lot in her face. Such a shame, but yeah, it just happens. Yeah, it makes me think of Anko Kurenai. It's just sad. Anyway, he had that motivational speech about the history of the villages and how he wants to keep this peace right now, and it was really interesting seeing Boruto and Sarada talking. Obviously, Sarada was telling him like be like focused, listen to what he's saying, like, you know, it's just those cliche things. And then they were caught talking, and yeah, it was just overall really nice. And when Boruto and the others were looking at the sparring matches of the, I guess, Genins of the Mist, and when Boruto was asked to spar with Kagura, we saw something very interesting from Kagura. I mean, we saw it even before when Chojuro told him that he's supposed to be the next Mizukage. Basically, Kagura is acting very strangely. Now, in one of my past videos, I've mentioned how Kagura and Yagura are probably somehow related to each other, because, you know, their names are quite similar. They have the exact same eyes, so we can assume that they're probably from the same clan or something like that. And obviously, during Yagura's time when he was the Mizukage, this village was known as the Blood Mist Village or Bloody Mist Village. So maybe his clan has some, you know, dark past, and maybe he can't get over it. Maybe he committed a sin in the past by killing somebody, killing a comrade or something. We don't know. That's one of the reasons why I was disappointed in this episode, because obviously I'm not trying to brag or anything, but out of many Boruto YouTubers right now on the platform, I'm usually positive about every episode, and probably, well, not probably, but I am currently, I think, the most positive Boruto YouTuber, if that makes sense, because I never criticize this series, because I personally think it's been doing a great job. But considering the pacing of the series, which is extremely slow ever since it started, I expected a bit more in this episode, because okay, we get this mystery, right? We don't know what happens with Kagura, and I was like, okay, maybe they can tell us at the end of the episode, just to give us a slight hint, right? But no, we didn't get it. It was interesting. Oh, my phone rings. sorry about that, guys. It was interesting seeing that Iwabe's grandpa was killed by Yagura, was it, or somebody from the Bloody Mist Village? I think it was the fourth Mizukage, Yagura. And that's basically what pissed off Iwabe. But I like the fact that he's not one of those stereotypical characters that just wants revenge or something. He was, you know, like, we shouldn't forget about the past. You know, he clearly saw that there are some, you know, hooligans in this village still going on about the whole Bloody Mist thing. And in the fact that Kagura was apologizing to him made him pissed off, which is actually a positive thing, because he doesn't blame Kagura. It's not like he hates the village or whatever, but he's like, we can't forget about the past, because that wasn't so long ago. And obviously there are still, as I said, hooligans. Obviously Shizuma, if you don't know who he is, that's the guy from the 25th episode. He appeared at the end of this episode because he was pissed at his subordinates for the fact that they ran away from Boruto and the others. And yeah, that's the thing, you know, they were scared because Iwabe punched like the main guy, and then everyone's scared. You know, it's kind of childish. You know, they're not even tunings. That all of them are Genins, talking about the Mist guys. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, I didn't feel anything special about this episode, and I didn't have this in a long time. I remember, I'm not sure, I think it was episode 14. Don't quote me on that. It was the episode when Naruto became the Hokage. I really didn't like that episode. And this episode was okay. You know, my rating for this episode is 7.5 out of 10. I was wondering whether I should give it 8 or 7.5, but I'm gonna give it 7.5. It ended brilliantly, in my opinion. You know, Denki was captured, and we're about to see this amazing fight in the next episode, where at least I hope that it's going to be amazing. I really wanna see what happened in Kagura's past, because clearly something's wrong with the guy. And yeah, guys, if you stayed this far, make sure to give me a like. If you want to share some thoughts with me, comment down below. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. That was your boy Eternal Hokage. And one thing I have to say, I just remembered. Remember when Boruto and Sarada were sitting there talking when Boruto gave Sarada some food? All of us Boru-Sara fanboys were fanboying so hard, or fangirling, depending on your gender. We were all fanboying at that moment, and Kagura appeared. Oh my goodness. We were crushed, all of us. I can already see it. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.